Hey guys, Chris with Talking Through the Medias, and I want to just give my little thoughts and what I like to say. A little, not a real recap because I'm late to the party, but um, good things comes to those who wait. So this is a reaction to everything that's been going on with with power. So this is going to be just about season one, two, and three, and it's going to be very vague. I mean, I can pull up the actors' names, Power TV show cast, and I can do my best, but I might need my glasses to do that, But one thing I gotta say is I did not expect to like this so much. I think I've commented on the fact that it reminds me, it's filling the void that I've been longing for since the end of The Sopranos, the end of Breaking Bad. It's filling that void again, and I didn't think it would. I It's sad that as a Black American, one who watches as much media as I do, and you even start to get lower your expectations or settle for lowered expectations, like you've noticed some people will do. I don't watch BET, but I don't diss it for what it was and what it tried to be in the beginning, but what it's not today. I only don't watch it because it was not original content, and even the stuff that it was stealing ideas from, even they are not doing original stuff anymore. So I can't watch any of it anymore. So I look for my entertainment, elsewhere, Netflix or shit off the internet nowadays. You get some good stuff, not just for only that Black people can watch or white people watch. It's just the fact that Hollywood is so focused on breaking those old traditions where the hero was, how they always say, the hero wears the white hat and the villain wears the black hat. Well, that was not a message for white people and Black people, but in a lot of people's mind, that's where it went, and that's where it was reflected for a long time on TV. You had Black exploitation, you had Black shows that were only, focused on a certain type of theme of like a good time, struggling family. Hell, you even had the Jeffersons, and even with the Jeffersons, as groundbreaking as that was, I mean, that might be the only example I can come up with that probably goes against what I'm thinking, because you had a family that came out of that hood, and they succeeded. So that's the exception to the rule. But for the most part, a lot of things were pushed back. Hell, Michael Jackson's Thriller videos weren't being played on MTV until people started, protesting. Like, this is the number one album out. This is the one that's crushing it. Even Michael Jackson was a visionary. He knew what he had to do to break through that. He even got Slash. He got the guitars. He got the rock element in there. Then he fused it with what he was doing. And he was like, look, you can't do, hey, I've extended an olive branch. You can't deny me forever. And they couldn't. And it was better, everything was better for it. So everything changed, and it changed for the better. So you have TV shows that, for the most part, will succeed if they're a certain cast, or they'll succeed on a certain channel, or they'll succeed for a certain reason. Or they'll only have a little bit of success in the mainstream, and then they'll fade away. Or they'll be super successful for a negative reason. Fast forward to Power. Now, you got Power is a gangster or mobster, whatever you want to look at it, show. So once again, you got the black guy or the black cast as the bad guys. But that's not really what's happening, is it? At the core, Power is a man who's struggling for redemption. Smart guy when he was a kid. He knew what he wanted, but he knew the obstacles that were laid ahead of him and laid ahead of all of his friends or people from where he grew up in. So the road to hell, being paved with good intentions, or the road to heaven goes through. Hey, hell, like the song even says, I never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of twists and turns. To get to where Mr. Sinclair, James, wants to go, he had to go deep, even further down through hell. And that's his journey right now, to get to where he wants to go. He sees heaven. He sees it right there. Right there next door to the Jeffersons. He's right there. He's going there. They did it. He can do it too. But to get there, from where he started, from being told you can't, you're nothing, you're a nobody, you're a loser, you're a thug, you're this and that and the other, and if that's all you're going to be looked at or labeled as, you can use it to your advantage. But see, he's doing it. This is unlike all the other typical gangster movies. He's mentally elevated himself above that. It's going to be a dangerous thing now. And that's what's so intriguing about this world, is because everybody around him is like the straight up gangsters. You got the black people who will look down at your Carlton Banks looking ass, trying to be something you not. Why you ain't keeping real, blah, blah, blah. But this character, it almost, and most people would look at him as a phony, but he's a professional. He says it all the time. He knows who his audience is. And he gets to know, he wants to be in a position where he'll know what you want before you know what you want. He learns to you. So it's not really being a phony, like he'll only talk hood with thugs and he'll only talk professionals with white professionals or whatever. It's not just that, but because he will flip the script on you if you warrant it. Trust me, he's not afraid. You see that a lot through these 3 seasons. He fascinates me because he just wants to wash away all of the sins that he's, not only that he's done, but that he knows he has to do. And that's something that whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, does not matter. We all can relate to that. Rich, poor, there's something there we can all relate to. We don't want to look at ourselves as the villain of our stories. Even if we're the most despicable person in the world, hell, the guy that bought that medicine company and then raised the rate like 10 times or 100 times of what it's really sold for in the past, just so he can make a quick $1 billion. And that dude, even he doesn't see himself as the villain of his story. He's the only one. I don't think his mama likes him. But it's something about this character, Omari Hardwick. He crushes it. Naturi Naughton, that plays Tasha from 3LW. Was that the group 3LW? As his wife. I mean, as the unit that they were, or they are. Right? That's the fascinating thing about it. Because with his wife, he can reach the top. He can reach that level. But half of her, I won't say all of her, because she does see the benefits of the good side of it, going clean, being legit. Half of her is stuck in the war, in the ganglands, in that mentality, in that world. Half of her. She enjoys the other half too. She's comfortable and she's used to the first half though. It came first, is what you're used to. It's hard to transition. He mentally transitioned a long time ago. She can transition, but she's being anchored back and makes her dangerous. I don't know how I feel about her. Now, go to Angie, the woman who broke his heart and pretty much probably put him on that path to have to go through hell to get to where he is today. He wasn't even thinking about her, really, in that first episode until he saw her. All he had to do was see her. That one look. If she never went to the club that night, or she never did, it was going to happen eventually. The way this story is set up, the fact that she's a lawyer or prosecuting, looking for the men that James works with and is. I mean, straight up looking for them. Their paths collide. And the fact that she's a lawyer now, they grew up together, and they have this cosmic connection is another fascinating element. And at first I thought it was going to be a thing where maybe down the line he was going to, by trying to get so good, that he's going to corrupt her and whatnot. She ain't so squeaky clean at all. They say, that old way of getting shit done, the street smarts and stuff. You don't really let go of that, man. You see that something needs to get done, politics and bullshit bureaucracies getting in the way, all that rich people stuff they talk about. Oh, I use the word rich people stuff, but I was thinking of something else. And you're like, you know what? You got to get back to, get to what works. Because at the end of the day, people are still people. And so even she's not squeaky clean at all. So she has done some questionable stuff to get things done. Road to hell. Pay with good intentions. So she's just like James in that aspect. But the way they collide, the fact that she has the law on her side, for the most part, and he is the criminal in the eyes of a few that know. It's constantly keeping them at war with each other. By season 2, when they're living together and they're trying to work their relationship out, and he tells his wife, like, straight up, after getting caught a bunch of times, no less, that it was high school and I never got over her. He was honest told her about that. That's why I kept going back. I never got over her. He never got closure. She never got over him. She felt like she was holding him back. But no, it wasn't that. She knew, she found her way out. She found her path and she took it. You can't blame her for that. He was crushed. He was hurt. Wish they would have stayed together. Maybe they would be something more. Maybe he'd be on the side of the law right now, right? But people at the end of the day, love is love and whatnot. But when you got your family to think of, your father, your sister, and all that stuff, I'm not surprised that her character decided to just leave and go where she went, and it hurt. But he can't blame her for that. Like, if you'd have never left, I never would have became Ghost. Like, come on, we don't know that. She, for all we know, she would have been your accomplice from now on. I have a prediction of where this stuff is going to go. Now, moving on to 50 Cent character, I didn't know how to feel about him at first. Figuring out that he was the one pulling all the strings and whatnot, and how far he was willing to go. You take out, spoiler alert, guys, take out your own son because you were jealous that that he's more of a son to your enemy than you. He's still your son. Now, that was a hard scene to watch. I'm a father of 3. I have my firstborn was a boy. He's my namesake. He has my name. My second is a girl, and my third is a boy. So I have 2 boys, and to watch 50 Cent's character do that, it crushed me. I almost forgot that it was acting, because he's gotten better as an actor to the point where I would almost stop being a 50 fan. I was like, oh my God, where that Get Rich or Die Trying? Yeah, that's how mad it made me. Then I calmed down. It was supposed to make you that mad. As much as that boy was being manipulated from all sides, pushed around. If you're being pulled in every direction all at once at the same time, you won't be able to stand at all. You won't be able to function. I mean, what's the one thing in the world that pulls us in every direction all at once and at the same time keeps us together? It's our soul. But that's going to be an eternal thing. That's always happening to everybody, or at least it should be. But when it's happening from the people you love, they're always manipulating you. They're always taking advantage of you, like that way that boy was being taken advantage of like that and put in the middle of everything. He didn't know how. He didn't come from that world, and that world was calling to him, and it was like it wasn't going to end well. Could have just let him go. He tried. That's all you could ask for. You're the one that went to jail. Yeah, it was Ghost's fault, but you're the one who went to jail, and you didn't get the chance to raise him in your image the way you wanted to. He did. You can't blame him for hesitating and not killing Ghost. But when you killed him for it, he was no threat to you. He wasn't going to go off and tell. You could have told him you're going to quit and you're going to leave this life and you're never going to look back. Don't ever come back here, because I won't do anything to you, but I won't protect you. So if I can't trust you in this situation, then I can't. I don't want you dead, but I don't want you around. He would have listened. He would have listened. He would have left. But it was the jealousy of the fact that, and then that's why he went. I mean, and then going after. Oh man. I just couldn't. I think I was about to go into season 4. We're still in the middle of that. But even through, let me go into it. Let me say you something else I love about this show. Turtle from Entourage playing the lawyer. I didn't know how to feel about it at first. All I could see is Turtle. I don't even see Turtle anymore. Good job, man. You have finally shed the Turtle thing. Now, And he fits so perfect. Jerry Ferrara. That back and forth between him and Ghost and whatnot. White guy in the office, what you gonna do? You gonna do something here? You gonna do? And then Ghost was like, "I get you. I will get you." And even those two, as much as enemies as they are, they're gonna become the best friend. That's the Gilligan and Skipper thing. Gilligan and Skipper thing right there. They are gonna those two. That dynamic needs to be explored a little bit more. I needed more of him in this show. Adam Huss. Oh, that asshole. Oh man. He will be a problem. I can already tell. He ain't going nowhere. What's going on with Lala's character? I love Lala, and I've always been a fan of her. She's a very, very beautiful woman. Never thought I'd see as much as her as I have in this series. Where I was the guy in me was like, but as a person, as an entertainer and whatnot, she's awesome. So I don't take away my Lala. And the fact that they haven't shown us anything from it, I'm hoping that there's something. Did I just spill into season 4? I hope I think I'm still contained in season 3 and whatnot. Going back now, let's just talk about the obvious thing. Okay, let's go back into the whole Tommy Angela thing. So right there, you got your two worlds. Tommy his ass needs to wake up. The fact that he is 100% mentally into this gang life and whatnot and won't let it go. I mean, straight up to his face. That shit is dumb. This is all we need to do. It's because he doubts himself. He feels like he hates it when people doubt him. Oh, you don't think I can handle it? You don't think I can do this up in this piece? You know, it's like, oh, it's going to be better than Christmas. You know, all that shit that he says. He doubts himself and he knows it. You doubt that you could run a club, a legit business, and retire, have children, and go out there and live. You are the one doubting that. You're afraid of success. But you're not afraid of that dirty success because you know that if you get in jail, you know, you can go off and you're that other retirement home, be a god in the prison system, I guess, right? I think that's what he wants. Man, it's more than likely that, man. You know how hard it is for people to get out of that when you're that deep in? It's damn near impossible. Damn near. That's why I like this show because they're not really creating a way. People have probably done it this way and gotten out before, maybe. But more than likely, they probably all got killed or arrested or had to go to the feds and go under protection. Who knows? Or there's a lot of examples of that. But in this story, in this world, there's so many chances to get out. And not only do you become your own worst enemy, but then these situations that are beyond your control, shit that you did set in motion, yes, but that you thought you squashed a long time ago and it just comes back and fucks you over. The second I saw him go with his when James's dumbass, jealous ass went to that apartment, I knew he fucked up right there. And the whole thing with him taking the glove off and dropping the thing and whatnot, touching the glass. The second he touched that glass, I could already feel. I was mad because I was trying to catch up. I've just started watching Power this year. I was catching up and I was seeing commercials for the premiere season 4, so I can figure out. I saw him in jail, and like the commercials was telling me, and I was like, the second he broke into that window, and he left, but didn't do anything. He left, took his glove off, and when the second he dropped the tool to break in, I knew that was it. I said, that's it. That's how you got to get put in jail. Fingerprints on that tool. Then he looked down and he touched the glass. I was like, oh no, that's it. Right there. The tool was just, I'm sure he went down, found it, and picked it up. Why'd you take your glove off? Even if you explain to yourself, like, why that glove was taken off. You explain, hey, I was in there because I was jealous. You guys have probably seen season 4. I have not got up there yet. I haven't started watching season 4 yet. I've recorded them. And I'm waiting to watch. I'm waiting to get in there, but I'm not ready to watch it yet. So I haven't seen him in jail yet. I haven't seen all that. Only things I've seen was from the trailers. But that whole thing with him and Angela, man, and she has crossed the line. She's crossed straight up lines that would put her away forever. But the second she fixed it on her end. That was it. She was ready to fucking go fuck with him again. And not in a good way. In a bad way. Like, I'm going to come after you again. We just went through hell together. And we did that illegal shit together. She really crossed that line straight up to protect him. But because now you think that he killed your ex who you weren't even really in love with, you think he crossed that line. He confessed to you. The way he was even telling, hey, he pulled me over and stuff. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. The problem with that is the Chicken Little thing. He said that to her before. What are you talking about? That little crazy look on his face. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. And then when it's real this time, it's like, what you mean he's dead? I didn't kill him. I don't know what you're talking about. Bullshit! I heard you said that before. Ghost. Why I don't have any, and every time you've done it, it's always been a lie. Why should I think? I know you've killed people before. And then she's like, I'm still fucking. She has no reason to believe it. Now I'm totally with her on this one, as far as her not knowing what's really going on. But it's going to be a journey to figure out how they figure out that, you know, the head of the leader of the FBI, whatever it is, whoever, what's his name, is the guy. Maybe they've already figured it out. I don't know. I haven't started season 4 yet. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait till the season is over, and then I'm gonna recap the season. So this is just how I feel about what we've seen so far. 50 Cent don't look like he's going anywhere. He's like a damn golem. He's gonna just keep rising from the grave. He's like Solomon Grundy. He's gonna just keep coming back. Tommy, calm your ass down, dude. You've already proven why Ghost balances you. Calm the fuck down. Embrace the idea of going legit, dude. Even if you find it boring, run the security detail of it and go have some fun kicking ass. But no, it's not what he's gonna do. What is he gonna do? We already told us what he's gonna do. He's gonna still. I'm gonna still do the shit behind his back, and I'll let him. He'll figure out when he figures out, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, kind of a thing. But now we see that he's gonna go to jail. Now Tommy's a free bird again. He's back in charge again. Who knows what he's gonna do? He's gonna be fucking it up while James is trying to get out, and Angela's gonna try to keep him in. I have a prediction of how season 4 is gonna end. I want this TV series to go for at least 7 to 10 years, 10 seasons. Here's my theory on how the whole thing is going to end. And I'm going to hold on to this theory until the right people or the wrong people get killed off the show. My theory is that Angela will become Ghost. I have a feeling that she's going to go to the dark side, be corrupted so much, or be protecting James so much that he's going to be on this path of trying to get clean and try to fix his image so much. I feel like maybe he will do it, or maybe he'll die. And Angela will eventually learn the business and figure that going to that direction would be, you know, better for her. Maybe something will happen to her career that'll get her whole life will get blown up, and she'll figure that that's the best way to go forward. I feel like she's on a path to become the new Ghost. And if that's true, that also means that, you know, since Tommy doesn't like her, never did, there'll be a time where Tommy and her will become friends and be trusting of each other. But when that power struggle happens, when we see that struggle happen, Angela will probably be the one who murders, not kills, murders Tommy. I'm not saying that she's going to kill James. She'll definitely have to kill Tasha. I feel like she will be the cause of her death. If all these people are heading to jail or death, it'll probably happen in that order. It'll be Tasha first, then Tommy. If not James first, that triggers it all. James will probably be last. And I feel like she will be the last person standing and become the new Ghost. Squeaky clean, legit, still probably in the legal system. Maybe her life won't get blown up. Maybe she'll still be within the legal system, and because of that, she'll be able to protect herself and see threats coming, because she'll probably have dirt on all the other informants, all the other agents, and get dirt on them. And she'll probably be a more powerful Ghost. Or hopefully, maybe they'll stick together and let love triumph overall, and they'll both be, you know, the king and queen pins of this whole thing from within the legal system and then the club scene and a little bit of the Tommy stuff. So it'll be, maybe it'll all be a whole big Brady Bunch thing. Maybe Tommy and Tasha will get together and they'll do that thing, and then Ghost will have Angela, and then all four of them. But wouldn't that be too much of a happy story? So who knows? That'd be too much. That'd be too much happiness, and it doesn't work out in this world. So what do you think about my theory? How I feel about what I've seen on the first three? I know I didn't get too deep into details. I only talked about like feelings really, but that's all I got. Like the everything that's going on with James and his son. Now that's hurting me a little bit because I just that's hitting me where I live a little bit. So I don't have too many details. I'm just going off of emotions right now. So emotionally, Power it's filling that void. It's so necessary right now, and I'm so happy that that's even though it's working on the same formula as all these other gangster movies and stuff like that. It's so different. It's so different, and it's doing an outstanding job. And these characters are so interesting. It was a slow burn for some of them, but now there's an interest in almost all of them now. The four main characters at least. And I'm wishing luck to James and Angie. Boricua, Monera, Boricua. So because it's hot. Till next time, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe.